Keith, what are you actually looking for today as regards to the ploughing? Could you just talk us through?
Well, there's lots of categories. There's 7 categories of ploughing. There's an opening split, which we call it, which is where the ploughs start, and then they do their ploughing right through the plot, and we're looking for firmness of the soil, furrows, straightness, all the trash buried. That's the most important. Most of the trash needs to be buried, and at the end we've got to start what we call the finish, which is the final furrow. So that's basically the categories we want to do. So basically we're looking for straightness, firmness and shape of furrows and sieves and all that, and the finish.
What are conditions like today? Is the soil conducive to easy ploughing? Or?
These conditions are very difficult to plough. Yes, very difficult, because there's quite a lot of shale stone in it, which makes the plough jump and dive. It doesn't set, the plough doesn't settle, so it's sort of jumping about, and it's difficult to keep the ploughing straight. But most of the competitors have done their best under these conditions. It's been very difficult.
Right, so the categories that you're judging today, from so it starts off with young farmers?
Yes, young farmers, yes, and then I'm doing the clubman ploughing, the commercial ploughing basically. What's the ploughing that's done basically today?
With regard to the judging, they're out of 100 marks, and then
they vary, different marks for each category. Some 10, some 30, some 35.
So what would they be, for example, for the opening?
Opening split is just 10 points.
10 points for the opening.
Yes,
and then the next part?
Then you've got a crane, which is 30 points, yeah. And then the actual ploughing, you've got what we call uniformity of ploughing, which is all the shape and how the furrows look, and then straightness, of course. And then we get to the final furrows, the finish, and the ins and outs, of course, where the ploughs jack in and out. Yeah. They're judged as well. So,
for the untrained eye, would it be quite difficult for someone to come along and turn up on the day and say that looks a better plot than that one, or is it really quite technical?
I'm not saying somebody couldn't come, because usually the best ploughing stands out because it's cleaner, there's no trash. And then you start getting into technical sides as regards how straight or how the furrows are turned, and if they're firmness, if they're firm and all that. So some people could come and judge, and they wouldn't be maybe too far off getting it right. But when you got into the real technical side of it, then there's a lot more points you can lose and win. I mean, some people, some of the ploughing today might think they might not have been judged properly, but there's lots of things that us judges are looking at. Things that they might not take into too much attention, but we do. If there's a wheel mark, that's a lot of points off. You must not show a tractor wheel mark, only at the finish. So there's little things like that. So we are quite technical, and I've judged at national level as well. So I've done it, and I've played all my life since my working life. So, but there is lots of technical side of it, which we have to look as judges. But the actual layman, the person who's looking every day, wouldn't, but they would just look at the general plot as they see it.
Now, Michael, I believe that you've won this competition a few times before, is that right?
I have won a few times, yeah. I've been ploughing since I was 17. I've missed this year, but it's probably the first year for 30 years, I expect. It's just a competition where everybody gets together. It's just, you know, it's a great feeling. The ploughing match is, well, that's what country life and farming's all about, isn't it, you know?
That's a proud moment, because I see behind you over your shoulder, is that right, that your grandson's ploughing?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's done very well for himself, actually. He's sort of self-taught. I've tried to help, his father's tried to help him. But it's not, ploughing is not a thing you learn out of books. It's handed down from generation to generation, you know. I mean, father and uncle taught me, really, how to plough, the do's and don'ts. And the things, you know, you get a good ticking off if you do things wrong or plough too deep, and you know, it's quite a skill to it. But it's it's just part of country life, you know. All these skills, you know, unless they're handed down to the next generation, you know, are not going to be there. And machinery's got bigger and bigger, and it's nice to see some of the old tractors and stuff back.
The word is today in the field that it's quite difficult conditions for the ploughing. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's the same for everyone, isn't it? You know, it's hard for the judges. I think the judges got quite a difficult job to judge. But at the end of the day, you know, who's done the best job? Obviously, ploughs vary. Different makes of ploughs do a better job. But no, they've all done very well. You know, I mean, it's quite a challenge to sort of come and plough this sort of land, and it's sometimes nice to just vary the land, the type of soil, just to, you know, for people to realise it's not always a bed of roses to plough matches.
I guess it's a bit like cricketers playing on different wickets, isn't
Exactly.
it? Yeah, it's a different condition.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some. But I think it's, you know, for today it's the same as everybody. You know, we've had an exceptionally wet summer, so obviously, you know, conditions weren't going to be perfect. You know, on the whole, I think they've all done very well, and they all got a smile on their face.
So, so you say you've won the competition several times. How would you celebrate your victory?
Good question, that. No, I think, you know, it's just nice to have your name on the cup, isn't it? Because that's going to be handed down for years to come, and people can look up and say, well, you know, O'Foxy won that in such and such a year. And of course, it's nice to win the cup, but it's also it's not always winning. It's taking part, you know, and come and meet everybody you probably haven't seen for a year, you know. Yeah.
And it's also, I imagine, gaining respect amongst your fellow ploughmen. You're all in the same trade, I guess.
We are. And, that's exactly.
We're in the 165th year, I understand, now of the ploughing, and you probably ploughed in.
When I was 17.
50 of them?
When I was 17, my first plough match. Yeah. So, that was on this farm, but it was a different part of the farm.
You remember that tractor that you had that day? Was it
it was a Ford
Major?
No. It was a Ford 3000.
So that had steel wheels and
No. It's not. I'm not so ancient as that. No, it's not. It's no. It was. You know, we had no cabs in those days, obviously, but you know, and things have changed now, and the things have got bigger. I'm not sure it's for the best. You know, the bigger machinery, the more they compact the ground.
Yeah.
You know, bigger ploughs. You know, they want to sort of finish before they start. Some of them now. These competitions are, you know, they're coming back in a big way. You know, they're countrywide, really. You know, I mean, you get more competitors. I think we got 29 this year.
How did it go today?
It went all right. Yeah, quite well. It's tricky conditions. This ground's not the easiest to plough in the world, but yeah,
That's good for you.
yeah, it's not too bad for me. You know, I've got the machine for it. But
Is it a bit distracting having one of your best mates in a tractor next door to you, ploughing as fast as he can, or did you manage to keep your concentration?
I think I managed to keep the concentration. But no, yeah.
But is these soil conditions, are they what you're used to at home, or is this completely alien to you?
It's quite alien to me actually. I'm used to like a lot more flints in the soil, and we don't have any clay, so it's quite sticky here. So it's sticking quite a lot.
So all in all, you're very pleased with how it went today?
Yeah.
He's done a good job, hasn't he, Grandad?
Yeah, he's done a very good job.
Yeah.
He's still got a bit to learn, but he's done a good job.
Finished good.
He's got a great teacher. Anyway, thank you
Andrew.
guys. Enjoy the rest of the day, and good luck, James.
Thank you very much. Thanks.